Call the meeting to order. Mr. Williams, yes, open with a prayer.
All right, let us bow our heads. Lord and Father, we come this morning thanking you for this day, thanking you for your kindness and your mercy. Father, we're asking that our priests for guiding our hearts and our minds and leading us in the right direction, helping us to make the right decision that would be beneficial to this county. Go with us and plan lives. All these blessings for us in our Son's name. Amen.
Amen.
The first on our agenda is Mr. John McKee, county engineer.
Good morning.
We have a project statement estimate for our concrete work in the amount of $237,605.16. We would ask that you approve this subject to full commission approval and NDA and authorize the president to sign any necessary documents.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
John, do you want me to talk about the slide running in the event? We've got some problems out on Hanging Road. It's been discussed, I think, John, and we also have concern. We've got word about Bergon this past weekend about the fiber optic cable and the roadway as well, being concerned about that. I think y'all had some discussions. We're not in those meetings, but if it's appropriate, and y'all have discussed the meeting, and agree it'd be a good thing to approve that this morning as far as transferring. I think it was project number 5. It was done away with at least lack of easements being available. You may, when we talked to the administrator, we recommended we submit a request and an estimate for that project. I would suggest that you, if you do move forward, it is your desire to do so as soon as possible because of the erosion that's happening out there. What could happen is to take that fiber optic cable and the roadway out if you want to do something. And with that said, if you want to, we can move through making that happen this morning. Just don't break that up.
What's the wishes of the board?
We would be using that money to put on the work that needs to be done on Hanging Road, is that correct?
If that's the wishes of the board, we would take the money that was in Project 5, Phase 5, and move it over to Hanging Road, or at least make that request to NDA, so we got an estimate of that.
Okay.
Include fire repair, drainage improvement, and closure repair.
I would offer that motion to pursue that. And as well as we need to have a discussion with the Port Commission and possibly the city in regards to the continued maintenance of not only that area but Industrial Drive as well. It's who is going to actually maintain it into the future. We've been lucky so far. We've had some kind of grant funds that happen to be available. And we've had slide problems before. Sooner or later, somebody's going to wake up and ask the question, what are you folks doing about maintenance? And we don't have a good answer. And we need to prepare some type of a program to be able to monitor and see immediately when you're having an issue with that slope, because this is nothing new to us. And, you know, our history could haunt us one day if we don't make some changes in the way it's maintenance is addressed.
If those trees aren't taken off the Hanging Drive slope and get rid of, I mean, that's just going to cause a whole lot more problems. It's just like a lake dam. You can't have those kind of trees growing on them without having a lot of slides and other problems. That needs to be done. I agree.
We are right in that we are fortunate to have, we've had some funds in the past we ever used on investment. Also, as I understand it, we're not authorized to use anywhere else that we need to use there. Do it again, or we don't.
Okay. So you got a motion
Second.
and a second question?
Yeah, I'm disappointed that MDA wouldn't let us go ahead on and use that money on those other two alternate sites that they had already approved. So very disappointed with the MDA, in which the project was held up by other means and by not being able to get all the easements. But we had already selected two other sites that we could have used it on without any problem. So that's the disappointment with that.
Yeah, that is, I think, you know, kind of in their defense somewhat, we've incurred so much soft costs on this project overall compared to the amount of construction work. I think that's one of the things they probably looked at more than anything, but it is, it is a problem, especially the people that live along those areas that need that work done.
But if we cannot use it somewhere else, this is a good place to put it.
Yeah. Right. Any other questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
That's all we have, is one that you have something else for us.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Places here. You get this. It's like a shirt. Yeah. Yeah. Susan? Good morning.
Morning.
How you doing?
Morning, Susie Calvert, one of the victims assistance coordinators with the DA's office. I'm presenting the local continuation grant for 2014-2015. Just requesting approval of the signature for the grant. I'm still in the process of completing the grant. It's a pretty big project, a lot of paperwork, so I'm presenting it today to let you all know that I have it. Now we can bring it over to the office midweek for signature. The grant is due April the 1st, and if I could have your signature by March 26th, so I can get it over to Jack.
Susie, is that 100% money or match? Do you have to match it?
You have to match it, yes. The match is, trying to think. The form, I believe it's 80-20.
When you said 20% would be the county
Right.
share,
Right.
or is the DA getting that from somewhere? Do you
Yes,
know?
they have a fund that they provide that money from.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to quote because I've always had Ms. Brenda here with me,
Yeah.
but it is being matched, yes, sir.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions?
Is the attorney seen the application and anything that she needs to review?
Okay.
This the same as last year.
Right, this is going to the third year for it.
Yeah, it's the same.
What we need to do is authorize you to sign the application, which you have it already.
But it,
Be able to match the grant with 20% from this fund.
from his funds, okay.
Okay, I'll put that in the motion.
And they'll just have Marcia have a look at it just for,
Yeah,
that'd be fine.
okay. All right, thanks.
Any other questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, ma'am.
All right.
already.
Yes,
I'll
ma'am.
squeeze in, the election commissioners, before the next one comes up. They're kind of on the time frame.
That's fine, that's
We
fine.
didn't have it on as well.
Good morning.
All right, good morning.
Sarah Young, Election Commissioner District 4, and Lonnie Woolley, Election Commissioner District 5. We have a deadline coming up on redistricting, and we're asking the board to please consider approving some minor changes. These are within supervisor districts. They're simply a change of precinct lines. Because of the changes that have already been approved, we ended up with some skewed precincts that we wanted to modify slightly, just slide some lines over. So this does not affect supervisor lines. These are just precinct lines within our two districts. In District 4, where when they did the redistricting, we ended up with a non-contiguous little portion that goes with Jet, and then in the middle is a part of District 3, and then it's over here leaning on the Elks Lodge. And so our directive is that we need to have contiguous precincts, so that sub-precinct 441H in Jet Precinct needs to be actually moved into the Elks Lodge Precinct. And then the other change in District 4 is requesting that all houses north of Kemp Bottom Road in Jet Precinct, Precinct 441, that's the road that goes by back to the Littleton Power Plant, all the houses north of that up to the interstate, which would include sub-precinct 441G, be taken out of the Jet Precinct and put into the Elks Lodge Precinct. As part of the major redistricting, a large chunk was taken out of the Elks Lodge. So this won't make it too big. This will simply, right now some folks at the River Bridge have to drive all the way down to Glass Road to vote. And this would have them voting over at the Elks Lodge instead. Then in District 5, the change we are requesting is that we draw a new dividing line east of Greenbrier subdivision between Gibson Road and Halls Ferry Road. And that voters west of this line, instead of voting at Tingleville Precinct, will be moving to YMCA Precinct. Tingleville has the largest voting population. YMCA has the smallest, so it would help even out those two precincts. It won't change anyone's ballot. It won't change anything. You know, it's simply some precinct modifications. If you'd like to see maps, we have them. If you have any questions, that's what we're asking you.
How many voters in the 5th district are affected?
Approximately 200.
It's 200.
We're gonna move 200 to another voting precinct.
Switching from one precinct to the other.
And how soon is this gonna take place?
The, all changes have to be done by March 25th because of the primary. Anyhow, you know, the changes that were already done, the changes in supervisor lines.
Well, I know about that. I'm talking about the precinct changes.
The precinct changes would have to be changed within the computer system by March the 25th, so they can start sending out voter registration cards to anyone affected by any redistricting.
So for those people that are, have a voting precinct change, how soon will they be noticed and how much time will they have to familiarize themselves with the change?
I don't know the answer to that. The process, see, I don't send out those cards. They're sent out by the Supervisors office. But there's a huge amount that they're already going to be sending out. This will be a few more. Because if y'all remember that we've changed some supervisor lines. You know, all
We're well
those
aware of that.
Yeah.
See, those cards have not been sent yet.
Yeah, we know
None of
that.
those will be sent until after this March 25th date, at which point they will all be sent. But I can't tell you, I'm not in charge of when those are sent out, so I can't answer that question. I would hope it would be shorter, but I don't know.
I would think it would need to be immediate.
I'm sure that it will be done promptly, but I can't tell you precisely when.
My thinking is if we're changing precincts, lines or affecting more than two people, then I think we need to have some type of public hearing to let them know what the change is going to be before the change is actually made, even if we vote on it.
Did we have public hearings for the supervisor line changes?
That was part of redistricting, but the precinct changes are not so much about that as it is the notice process. We have a problem at the Tingleville because of the size of the voting facility itself and the parking. In a general election, it is swamped, and it's not a bad idea to try to balance, because the Porter Chapel site is a wonderful site. It's very convenient, and the distance is not that troublesome. All I'm concerned about is just we be sure that we notice in plenty of time. It requires a publication in the Post as to which we've done in the past, as far as the actual voting location, to be plenty of notice for that, because in actuality the mechanics of it will be improved, and it probably will encourage more participation, because a lot of people, when they come by there in Tingleville, they're not going to park out on the side of the road in the dark or early in the morning, that sort of thing, or walk in the bad weather. So it's a good thing. It's just the notice. All I'm concerned about is just notice and be sure everybody knows that they need to be prepared to go to an alternate site. So
Every voter that is affected by redistricting is getting a brand new voter registration card. And on that card, it gives the name and address of their new precinct. Every voter that is being affected, whether it's by a supervisor district change or any change, there's already, legally and properly, that is already planned. I just can't tell you precisely what day that's being done, but that's already part of this whole process. Is all those new voters. We're sending out lots of new voter registration cards because they're in all different directions, changes.
I think this has been an opportune time to go ahead and do this, since we do have all these other changes going, and get it on out. People to know that we have got a lot of changes because of redistricting, and this is just, and I appreciate y'all looking into this and trying to help alleviate some of the problems that we have out there. Lord knows, every 10 years rolls around real quick. People get real frustrated when there is a change, but that's something the law says we have to do. We don't have any choice about it. So I appreciate y'all looking into
And in this case, I think it does. It's a move that will actually enhance people's interest in participating rather than be a deterrent. We're a convenience-oriented public now, and voting should be as convenient as we possibly can make it. And I think it's a good thing.
And if we need to take out an ad or whatever,
whenever we get the timing in order, we can do that.
I know y'all got a web page that hits a lot of people now, and I think that'll help a whole lot, just getting that out. And if we need to do something for those that are not computer savvy.
And they will receive a card. I mean, look at every person will personally, every voter who's affected will receive a voter registration card.
Do you know what date those cards need to be mailed out?
No, that's what
I don't know the precise.
Okay, do we know?
Clerk does that.
Okay, that's my point is, do you know that those cards are going to be mailed out?
Well, that's her job. We don't.
Those cards will be mailed out.
That's responsible.
I
We
mean, by
can't
law,
interfere in
we'll
that.
be mailing out those cards.
Law requires that action.
Would we be able to receive a copy of the changes in the supervisor lines and what voters have moved from one district to the other? Could y'all supply us with a copy of that?
The names of each voter that's affected?
Yes.
Is that what you're asking for?
Yes, of the supervisor district lines. Or an updated, so that we will know.
It's being updated right now.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why it will be complete in a week.
Okay, can we get a copy of that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You know, I think we need to, with the changes that's going to be made, we need to put some public, even though the circuit clerk gonna send cards out, we need to put some public notification in at least Vicksburg Post for a couple of days to let these people that the changes of the precinct, let them know what the situation is.
Get the call.
county trustee.
We already had hearings when we did the redistricting that created the lines to start with. We had all that. And when they send the cards out, then we can advertise them like we have in the past for notice that this is the new voting precinct for that.
That's what trustee said.
Another one,
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to do these
Y'all's
changes
district.
in 4th and 5th district for precinct line. Any other questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank y'all.
This is no money.
You need to send that.
Junior, if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and sign, and we'll let her have that back.
Okay.
Well, we put that on the supervisor.
What?
That's when we put that on the supervisors. You know, see those called the precinct changes.
They get it.
You got a lot of faith in that, huh?
It will be done by somebody.
Still,
That's simple. All we gotta do is try. Are they submitted yet? No. It's just something you gotta follow up on.
I'm just on the way to circulation doors on the page. But you know, down.
Well, if she don't, is it benefit? There's a way to get one out of it. You faulted on that. That's
So you gotta do that for those maps.
Yeah.
It'd be good if we know too, the change on the district line.
You want to, you want to see some action. What judge is going to step in that? Think about it. Because he's in the same ballot we are.
well, it could be big man.
Mr. Selman, I will see if I can find out the date for those cards for you, but, you know, it's not.
There's no reflection on you, but I just have some concerns.
I understand, but I expect them to be sent out sooner. But I can't promise.
No, she need that back.
Okay, okay.
Wait,
You want to get with Don?
Make sure that you have all your papers out, because you may have gotten them.
Yeah, I have mine, just mine.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I see she
Oh,
yeah, I didn't need
gentlemen, I have the retainer agreement of Collins and Knoll appraisals that the board previously approved on March 3rd. George Knoll as the appraiser for that company, and also Mr. Lauderdale have executed the agreement. What I'm asking this morning is that you approve accounting to issue the retainer fee in the amount of $5,000. And I have also to have put in the minutes the agreement that's been signed by everyone.
so moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
You're good to go. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
That's all I have at the moment.
All right, Mr. Smith.
First item I have is to approve cash request number 46 for the CDBG project R103 07501 TPD, the Hammond Road project, in the amount of $57,332.50, and authorize the issuance of a check in the amount of $57,332.50 to Stantec Engineering for invoice number 743-538 upon receipt of EPA permit.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
There's something that you have done.
Next item is to approve cash request number 40 for the CDBG project R110-07501 GZ GoZone, commonly known to us as the Lighting Project, in the amount of $10,000, and authorize the issuance of a check in the amount of $10,000 to Urban Consultants for administrative expense for invoice number 9659 upon receipt of the EDA funds.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. That stands approved.
No, you didn't.
Next item I have, gentlemen, is to approve any supervisor and county administrator to attend the Mississippi Association of Supervisors 85th Annual Convention on June the 16th through the 19th, 2014 in Biloxi, Mississippi.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second, any questions?
What about the road manager? Would it be,
They have a meeting.
help him?
He's
Yeah.
got a meeting down there, I know, at that time. So is that included?
I didn't make the motion. William, is that in?
Yeah, I can include the road man.
Thank you.
Is that all right with a second?
Yeah.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Next item I have, gentlemen, is to approve the issuance of a check in the amount of $25,351.01 payable to the Mississippi State Treasurer for overpayment from the 2005 Katrina disaster for debris pickup. MDOT and MEMA both paid Warren County for debris pickup along state aid roads, so we have to refund state credit. Out of road funds.
I had a fight with him on who gets it.
Okay, back to from the road fund.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's who
Okay.
got the money.
Okay, so moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, any questions?
John, did we receive full payment for that?
MDOT paid us
And
a little over $25,000 for the debris pickup along state aid roads, and they were included in the PW that was given to me, so they it was a double payment.
Okay.
Yeah. Question? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
John, I have a question related to a check similar to that. About 3 weeks ago, we received a check from Mr. Holden,
Secretary of State's office.
Secretary of State, and was questioning about that check, about whether whereabout was it, what a check, and who cashed it, and all that. Did we ever find out?
Yes, sir. The check was never cashed as of last week, and they were going to stop payment and reissue the check after. So it was never cashed.
Do you know where it's at, or?
No, nobody knows where it's at.
Lost in the box. I get that.
But I think this check had a certain department on it. It was mailed to us, but it went to another department.
And a copy of the letter and a copy of the check was
There's no worse cash.
never cashed.
They void it. What they do is void it.
That's, as of last Monday, they said they would reissue the check and send it in.
Regardless of what happened to
Gotta make you wonder then.
it.
All right. The next item I have, gentlemen, is to approve the transfer of Lincoln Staggs from E911 to the purchasing department to fill the assistant receiving clerk position.
So moved.
Good.
Got a motion, we'll have a second.
Second.
I'll second.
Go ahead.
Got a question?
I got a question, John. There was some question mark about this hire that you know, you was going to make sure that everything was filled in. So I just want to make sure you did what you needed to do. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna make sure that it wasn't gonna be a dual
Yeah.
position. Okay.
Any other questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And on a related matter, is authorize the obtaining of a security bond for wind stags as per section 317124 as a receiving clerk of the county, and to cancel the bond for Lakeisha King, who transferred to the accounting department earlier this month.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second, any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
The last item I have, gentlemen, is to approve a homestead deletion in error for PIN number 13164 and authorize the board attorney to prepare a board order to the Warren County Tax Collector to refund the overtaking of taxes from this error and authorize the board president to sign this order.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have, gentlemen. Thank you.
Do we need to stamp this, John, or do we need to stamp this?
That's gonna be for a refund.
The board order will be for refund.
Or just the clerk signs it, so. Do we need?
Direction form?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, so we don't need to do anything with this.
Okay.
Is that a board order? Is that a board order?
Uh,
For refund?
We haven't been done yet, we just approved it.
I don't see a board order.
That's what you would have to sign.
It's not a vote on
Do-
there,
Have you done a board order on it?
I have not.
Okay.
When it's ready, you can sign it and
yeah.
Well, they,
I just need to.
I will get that to you.
and authorize the president to
If we can,
sign.
let's do it pretty quick, so this
I'm
has
gonna
been
try to do
going
it
on.
this afternoon.
Right.
that would be
Okay,
best.
That's fine.
Okay,
Form.
gonna include that in the motion.
Certainly,
Okay.
today if possible.
Yeah.
Okay. John got it.
All I need is information. I'll get the
Oh
order.
yeah,
to you
okay,
today.
John,
Call
yeah,
me.
Yeah,
John.
okay.
Okay.
Oh, this goes to
Good morning, John.
Good morning.
We have a few items today. My first one is to ask for your approval on the Vicksburg Bridge Commission's claims docket for the month of February 2014.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second, any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And with that, I'd also ask that you would accept the Vicksburg Bridge Commission's minutes for February 12th, 2014, so that they may be spread across your memory.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second, any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And gentlemen, I next next item is I'd ask that you approve and authorize the board president to sign the active inmate reimbursement voucher for the month of January 2014 in the amount of $2,211.80.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second, any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, our next item is I would ask that you would approve the advertising for the final payment of work performed by Vicksburg and Bowen Incorporated on project number SAP-7520M as per Mississippi Code Section 31-5-53.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second, any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Our next item is I ask for your approval for the advertising for final payment of work performed by APAC Mississippi on project number SAP-7519M as per Mississippi Code, Section 31-553.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Our next item is I'm asking that you would accept the Chancery Clerk's report on the homestead applications that were received for the month of February 2014. We received 211 original and/or amended homestead applications from the Warren County Tax Assessor in accordance with Mississippi Code 27-33-35A. The Warren County Chancery Clerk is requesting that the Board of Supervisors receive these applications for your consideration prior to any final approval that's being given as outlined in Code 27-33-37. And as you know, our protocol is that these applications are on file in our office in alphabetical order. If you chose to come down and take a look at them at any time between now and when you email them off to the Department of Revenue, all applications have to be turned into the Department of Revenue no later than June 1st. We usually try to give the board all the way up until May because you know applications are through being taken April 1st. So we reserve the rest of April to make sure we got everything in order. Give y'all time to come down and look and we'll send them off.
These came in during the month of February.
Yes, sir. By code, there's all applications taken the preceding month should be turned into the clerk by the first Monday of the following month. And then we process them from there and report to you.
So moved.
Second. Got a motion and a second, any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
And along with that, gentlemen, we'll go ahead and give you the update of kicking off the homestead disallowance period. That's what's next on the agenda. Those have come into us now, and we are processing them as we speak. The Department of Revenue mails us a letter letting us know what the applicant is losing it for. And all you're given is a code number and an explanation. You get a category. And I turn around and I write another letter to go with that to instruct the taxpayers what they can do if they would like to appeal. And that letter went out. We had mailed those out Friday. And what your breakdown is, we have 371 homestead disallowances for the period ending 2013. So these are from last year. Now the way those break down as we see them now, you know, it doesn't always stay the same as we go through the appeal process, but as it looks right now, out of the 371, you have 281 being disallowed due to income tax issues. You have 69 being denied due to applicant is not a natural person. Now, as you know, that doesn't always mean someone's deceased. It means that is what the major category is that a person may be deceased and no one came in to redo homestead. But we get a whole lot of errors statewide because the Social Security numbers may not be right. So you may throw up the wrong number and we don't really have a deceased party. So we try to look at those pretty close. You have 18 that are disallowed because the resident appears to be in another state at the time that their income tax was assessed. We find that's not always the case either. If you get any comments on that, you might keep that in mind as well. Then we have a lot of people in Vicksburg that are furloughed, so they are getting checks and have to file income tax in more than one state. And so oftentimes they're just not checking the right category for income tax, and it looks like they live somewhere else. And you have 3 that appear to be because there is no property value listed on the homestead. And, you know, you have to have a homestead in order to get it. Now, I want you gentlemen to have these in your possession this year because I think you're going to be contacted. You probably already are contacted at different times. And these are just for y'all. These are just the 2014 chargeback protocols. And when I say just for y'all, I'm saying that because it's got,
Thank you.
It's got both it's got everybody's job duties on it. It's not just for the chancery clerk. It carries the responsibilities for the counties, for the Department of Revenue as a whole, and the Homestead Division. Because you do have different entities involved. If it's income tax related, of course, it's going to the Department of Revenue tax side, where the homestead side is a different side. But as you get your phone calls, all I wanted to do was draw to your attention, when you're reading it, you'll notice that there is a category for valid charges, and there's either a legitimate reason for this charge and what the remedy is, and the known issues. And that helps you talk to your constituents to be able to tell them, well, did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? But I want to draw your attention so no one is falsely led as you go through these different code sections, which last year we only had about 5, and this year we have 14 codes. So what the Department of Revenue is doing is, as they're beginning to try to clear up their database, clean it up, they're identifying multiple reasons why homesteads are being denied, and some of them can be as simple as the applicant or someone from the tax assessor's office used initials instead of a full signature. So as you look through this, you'll see how detailed it can be. But only thing I want to draw your attention to is there are many of them that when it says remedy, it says none for the current year. And I wanted to stress that to y'all so that when you do talk to your constituents, you can let them know we can fix this for you, but it will not apply for this year. And in this way, you'll have this document that was provided directly by the Department of Revenue to give you a little bit of backing, so it doesn't look like it's you. It's not you. Okay? It's a whole different way.
So they would have to wait till the next year in order to get these.
they're going to be denied. If it says on this form that there is no remedy for the current year, refile application during the next authorized filing period. That's all you can do. You can tell them, yes, sir, we'll fix it for you. And it'll be all right for next year, but you're going to get charged back for this last year where it really was not valid. Because see, it's all, and this is something you have to help your constituents through too. Nothing is in real time. So they tend to get confused because everything looks like it's okay today. But that's not what the Department of Revenue is not talking about today. They're talking about last year, or even in the case of taxes, they may be talking about several years ago, and it's just now caught up, so they're going to charge you back for that credit they gave you last year. Because hopefully this will give y'all a little bit of weight to stand on when you're explaining. Okay? If you have any questions, just let me know, and I'll see if I can help you out with that. And just so that you'll know, we give them 30 days. So the letters went out on Friday. We are asking that anyone who wants to object, they must have their objection back in to me in writing by April the 14th. All right? And we're hoping that if we get it all hauled in by 5 o'clock on April the 14th, and that'll give us a few days to process everything and hopefully come back to you with the first meeting after that. Okay? My last item on my list, gentlemen, is I'm asking that you accept the Chancery Clerk's 2013 hearing report regarding over-the-cap fees, which I would like to go ahead and go over for the record. I, Donna Ferris Hardy, Chancery Clerk of Warren County, respectfully submit to the Board of Supervisors an annual accounting regarding over-the-cap fees for 2013. As outlined in Mississippi Code 9-1-43, all such fees received by the Office of Chancery or Circuit Clerks that are in excess of the salary limitation shall be deposited by such clerks into the county general fund on or before April 15th for the preceding calendar year. After making all deductions allowed under Mississippi Code 25-11-106.1 and 25-11-123, subsection F, category 4, which addresses PERS. Also, the employee salaries and related salary expenses and expenses allowed as deductions by Schedule C of the Internal Revenue Code. $6,820 remained in excess of the salary limitation. The check for that amount has been issued to Warren County and is now considered public funds. I would ask you to receive my report so it may be spread across your minutes.
So moved. How much was that again?
$6,840.
Thank you for your contribution.
You're welcome. It breaks my heart to hear.
Second.
You got a motion and a second? Any questions?
And now you can call it public funds.
Can you match them?
Can you imagine?
That's a can you?
I just get it. Now that's only my report.
I know. Yeah.
Nothing else is possible at this time.
Any other questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
I
Thank
think
you.
that means now Mr. Selma owns
Okay. Let's see, if we got any business before we go into executive session.
Yeah, I have something that, we have 2 terms for commissioners on the Culkin Water that is due at this time. They were due back in 2013. Mr. Charles Thomas had passed away. I would like to make a motion and nominate Trey Smith. His real name is Thomas Daniel Smith III of 811 Sherman Avenue to serve through September 2018 on the Culkin Water Board.
You got a motion
Second.
Got a second? Any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Motion carried. Yeah.
Nay, yeah.
Okay, I got two nays. Two, Mr. Williams. Okay,
I'd like to make a motion to place Dr. Valentine on the Cochran Water Board with Douglas.
Replace it.
Oh, replace,
Replace.
okay.
He said replace.
It's Dr. Valentine with Douglas J. Kamen, Kamen. I think the date was 9/2013.
That's a motion.
His time was ending 2013.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's a motion.
Second.
got a motion and a second, any question? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Nay.
Motion carried.
How long is he to serve? From 2013 to when?
September
5-year
18th.
term. So
To 2018?
Yes.
Was that the remaining time that was left on him?
His time's already out.
the time had
Okay,
expired.
2018.
Yeah.
Dr. Valentine has served on that board a long time.
Has he been notified?
Mind authorizing me to sign a letter commending him for his service.
Has he been notified?
His term's up.
I know, but has he been notified?
We haven't done anything yet.
I'd make a motion that we would send him a letter of appreciation for serving on that water board.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Yeah. I think that he should have been notified before we replaced him. If he'd been still serving there.
I think it would have been
Appropriate for the,
a lot more appropriate
to notify him before
at
you
least have
just,
some kind of notice to the gentleman for one of the longest serving members. And
Well, that's kind of absolute fact.
I know,
Yeah,
I'm just,
sure is.
it is,
Any other questions?
On this last vote, did you vote?
Yeah,
he said, yeah,
it wouldn't have been approved if I had.
yeah.
We didn't pick up on it.
Right. I said three to get.
oh, yeah, okay, I got you.
We ready to go to in the executive session?
Did we make a motion to send a letter?
That was on.
I did.
It's already been voted.
I'm just here.
We won't go to executive session.
Discussing a personnel matter.
That's what, John, are we discussing a personnel matter or are we discussing litigation? What do we need to do? What do we need to do first? Okay.
I'll make a motion that we consider to go into executive session discussing personnel matter.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I make a motion that we go into executive session discussing personnel matter with our two clerks to remain, our attorney, our administrator, and the personnel matter covers Mr. Jerry Briggs. He remains.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Question? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We're now in executive session. We're out of executive session. No action was taken in executive session. What's the wishes of the board?
We're gonna put the fire coordinator in the position of answering to the county administrator for supervision and direction as to performance while employed by Warren County.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, any question? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And you want me to authorize me to sign a letter to that effect?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, can we just put that in the form of a letter to our fire coordinator so he
It'll just be
understands?
part of the
He
meeting.
can include that in his
You
motion.
know, you can, whichever you wanna do.
No, just put include.
And then an authorized president to sign.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Anything else that we need?
Yes, gentlemen, I would ask the board to consider, going into executive session in
Rita
regards
was out
to.
there. See if she,
I'm sorry?
Rita Summers,
Yeah,
before we go into the executive.
No, Ms. Reed.
All right, hey.
Good
All
morning.
We're in an open meeting and TV and all. So you want to get up on the podium?
Where they hear you.
I can't hear you.
Okay.
You won't wait till after the session's over? Okay.
Okay.
gentlemen, I would ask the board to consider an executive session meeting to discuss the, pending litigation regarding the circuit clerk. We have hearings coming up very shortly, and I have some information I'd like to discuss with you.
Before we go into executive session, do you mind if I ask Ms. Summers, because she may have some kind of, that need to take a board action or something?
Well, we can't, you want to go out and, okay. We can take it up after this, if we need to. That's all right. with that.
Sound like an emergency.
We need to recess, or we want to go and take care of the executive session and when it's.
It should take long in the executive session.
It's not gonna take that long.
Marcy didn't respond.
I have no comment.
She doesn't vote.
I mean, it may take us 10 or 15 minutes or whatever the.
Donna should be back in a minute and no need holding this late.
We hadn't had a motion yet to consider going into executive session.
I make a motion that we consider going into executive session to discuss litigation with the circuit clerk.
Second.
A motion and a second, any question? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I make a motion that we go into executive session discussing litigation with the circuit clerk, with our board attorney, our administrator, the two clerks, and everyone else be excused.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, any question? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We're now in executive session. We're out of executive session and no action is taken. Is any other business before the board?
No, I would just say though, that, you know, as you know, we've got hearings coming up the middle of April in regards to the Palmer Tree Circuit Clerk matter. We have 3 days of trial scheduled beginning April 15th, 16th, and 18th, I believe. We hope to complete the case as far as testimony goes during that week. That's what we're going to work to do. As you know, a couple of weeks ago, on March the 4th, Judge Thomas in Hinds County Chancery Court entered an order as the board instructed me as the attorney to do, and then also the state joined in. But Judge Thomas entered an order which enjoined Ms. Palmer from using taxpayers' money, public funds, to pay her attorneys and expert fees. So we felt really good about that. I know the state did, and I did as well. So I think that's some progress here. thus far, there's been no appeal of that decision. Hopefully there won't be at this point, but who knows if it is, of course, I'll let you know. And other than that, I'm just moving forward in representation of all matters pending. Okay.
Y'all want to recess until the last Monday of the month? Or we're gonna,
What's going on the last one?
we just got another Monday. I don't know whether y'all want to meet on a regular meeting or we just do the first and the third like we can do. First and third. Tell y'all.
We can have an informal meeting of it.
So next meeting will be the first. And first Monday night.
What's that?
I didn't bring my phone. What was that, April 7th?
7th?
7th.
Okay.
That is, they?
Yeah, I think the first Monday, I think the 1st of April is like on Wednesday, so you can go over to Tuesday.
First is on Tuesday.
It's the 7th.
I make a motion we recess to April the 7th at 9 o'clock. Adjourn. Adjourn, I'm sorry, adjourn.
So, got a motion and a second, any questions? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. We are adjourned.